So welcome back to our wedding stories. This is part 2, and we're going to talk about Rosita's wedding today.
So when I was thinking about our wedding, I wanted to get a feeling for the wedding because, like you were saying in part 1, that if you have an idea or a theme or something for your wedding, it kind of weeds out some of the noise. And trust me, there's so much noise out there when you're talking wedding. So I wanted a very low-key day. We're both introverts.
Mm-hmm.
I am probably more than she is even. And the thought of having a showy wedding was not appealing to me at all. I wanted a picnic feeling. I wanted it to have lots of flowers. And I wanted it just to feel like a party with a bunch of family and friends. And I wanted it to be easy for us to set up and even tear down then too, which I guess I didn't help with the tear down.
We tore it down.
So I went with just the church that I grew up in, about 3 minutes from our house. And it's not the greatest venue. I mean, it wasn't gorgeous. The barn that Loranda had was beautiful, but it also was a little distance from us.
Mm-hmm.
And so I picked something closer, even though it wasn't quite as gorgeous, I didn't think.
She made it very gorgeous. I couldn't believe it could actually look that nice.
That was probably one of the biggest challenges, I think, is just how can this feel like a party, in a church basement.
Yep.
So I wanted a lot of gingham on the tables just to give it that party feeling. We strung cafe lights in the basement as well, and just put a ton of flowers on the table.
Yeah.
That was so much fun, getting those flowers in there and
seeing it all come together.
Right.
Yeah, because you can plan,
yeah.
but then actually you don't know how it's actually going to turn out in the end.
We were able to get in on Monday. That was another thing too. We could have the whole week to set everything up. So we also borrowed Morgan's brother's truck. Marshall has a really cool truck, and I think it's an 80s Dodge. Oh dear, I can't remember.
She's married into a car family. They all have cool old vehicles.
Yes.
Or, I don't know if they all do. But.
Yeah, they all do. So we used that as a flower truck and put a little patio umbrella up, and had appetizers there as people went in. So that felt fun too.
That was really cool.
I just wanted to add little moments here and there that would make it feel like a party. The weather for our day was gorgeous. A lot of our family weddings have had rain in them. Like it just kind of
rain
happens.
or heat.
Like her wedding got rained out. I had another brother who, their wedding just totally got flooded. And so I wanted to have a rain plan built in. That was part of the reason I chose the church. And then we had a gorgeous day. It was so pretty. It was August, and I just figured it's going to be hot. But it was really, really pretty.
It was 70s, yeah. It was a beautiful morning, just misty morning.
So I grew a lot of the flowers that we had at the wedding. It was good and challenging. The fun part was that I actually got to, I could pick out what I wanted, and I love garden work itself. So the therapy part of gardening was, I needed that over planning a wedding, because I like to plan stuff, but I can get a little stressed out, and if I can get outside and work in the garden, that really helps. Then also, you just save a ton of money. I don't know how much it would have cost if I would have bought all those flowers in.
Either one of us. Or paid a florist to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I knew that was important to me, so I just tried to make time in my schedule. I saved money, but I didn't really save time. And so I quit working about a month. It was at least a month before the wedding, month and a half, and just had time to finish wedding planning because gardening had taken so much time. Doing the flowers for my wedding was a lot of fun. I knew I wanted Loranda to do the bridal bouquets because she's just the queen of that. She always fusses about her bouquets.
I never like any I make.
They're always beautiful, and I didn't really give her any kind of parameters. I wanted certain flowers in there, but I didn't care how she did it. I think if you give a creative person free reign, you get a lot better product in the end than when you micromanage.
Yeah.
So she put some blackberries in there. I didn't know she was doing that. I loved it.
I thought you wanted
so
blackberries.
Pretty. I didn't know they were going to be in there. So that was a lot of fun, just to see it then when she was done. Chris and I did the bouquets for the table, my sister Chris, other sister, and she did a great job too. She doesn't think she's
not a florist, and man,
she's the silent partner of all silent partners.
She says she's the silent partner in root design.
but not so silent when it comes to the weddings, because her and I both did like the bouquets for Loranda's
They did the
table.
ones for my table, and they turned out amazing.
We did 50 for the guest
That's
tables.
exactly what I was looking for.
I mean, you don't know that Chris isn't a flora. She did great too. That's a good memory I have of us working together on those.
Right.
So a couple of my favorite memories from the day were, of course, the first look. That was a lot of fun. It was back in a field behind our house, and it was a misty morning, and there was sunlight and cows behind us in the field. It just was fun. It just felt like a little fun country moment. And then I had a little moment to myself just before I went to the church. I just kind of stepped out on the front porch and just, I know people say you don't really remember your wedding, but I do. And that moment is just, it was so quiet and peaceful.
Okay, so this is really cool, because then Morgan came. He has an old blue car, and I actually saw this happening. He drove in and came and picked her up. It was really old-fashioned.
Yeah, right. He's got an old Falcon.
Old Falcon.
That's what he has. That was a really fun moment. Just a little moment to myself. I don't know. I think it's important to take those too when you're in the middle of a busy day. And then also seeing the flower truck, like with the kettle corn appetizer and the Coke and root beer in the tubs for the first time. That was really fun. My friend Ilona did an amazing job on the truck.
She used a lot of flowers from our garden, but she also had hydrangeas and stuff she collected and put in there.
A little thing of herbs. I gave her free reign there again too. I gave her some of my stuff and some ideas, but she did such a good job. My favorite moment from the day was kind of the same as what Loranda said. When we sat down at the reception, and it was, I don't like to be in front of people, so when I can just sit down in a crowd, that's great. And our table was right in with, like our family sat with us, right in with all the guests. We didn't have this like stage where we sat separate, not for me. And that was fun, just to sit down, and you know, the ceremony was done. That went pretty well. And it just felt like we were gonna have a little party then. Food is not really my thing. My mom jokes that I just forget to eat it.
She does.
I don't know. So I knew that was something I didn't really want to stress out for the wedding, so we actually just had it catered. Some friends of Morgan's from his church do catering, and they did a phenomenal job. We had burgers and mac and cheese and Olive Garden salad. Just very simple. For dessert, we had cupcakes and ice cream, and I had a bunch of my friends help me with the cupcakes. They just made it was blackberry and lime, I think lemon, raspberry lemon, and maybe just a lime buttercream. I forget what all it was, but they were delicious. And then I had one of my former students, Carrie Miller. She made the wedding cake that we had in front of us. Just a tiny little cake. It didn't feed very many people, but it was delicious.
She did a great job.
Yeah. I did make my own wedding dress too. We grew up sewing. If you're Mennonite, you kind of just do, and not everybody does, but we both grew up sewing, and I like sewing. I did a little bit this week again, and I thought to myself, I kind of feel like myself when I sew. So I did some hand embroidery on the bodice of my dress, and that was probably the most fun of all the wedding planning.
Sweetest little detail. I love that.
The rest of the dress wasn't that fancy. It was just, I just wanted something simple and comfortable.
Simple. Yeah, it was perfect for the theme of the wedding, and for Rosita, it fit her to a T.
My shoes were from Birdie's. They're supposed to be like house slipper type shoes. They're super comfortable. I knew I wanted to have warm toes, but I wanted something that was not just traditional. So they were sort of a rose-colored velvet, and they were totally ruined. At family pictures, watched that pretty dewy grass, and they turned purple on the bottom. So I don't know. They don't look great. I also composted my bouquet. I hired an excellent wedding photographer, Tiffany Rife.
Yes.
She does such a good job.
Tiffany. She did my pictures too.
Yes. So I decided, it's not a big deal to me to keep my flowers. I'll just look at her pictures whenever I want to know what that looked like.
Right.
I don't really think I have any regrets. I don't know. I mean, I didn't.
Right.
I just tried to stick to what we wanted to do, and
made it happen.
We did it. The size of our wedding was bigger possibly than I would have wanted, but it's so hard to cut that down, you know?
Right.
You just feel like you're chopping off friends.
I know. It's
That's
awful.
the worst.
Yeah. And see, Mennonite weddings are always big. We had we both had small. You had 252?
230, I think, is what it ended up being.
So that's pretty much small weddings for Mennonites. I've heard of weddings that are as big as 1,000 people. That's not very normal. But Usually 300 to 400 is kind of
Yeah.
average.
Right.
So we did have small weddings.
By our standards. If I'm going to give advice to anyone for a wedding, and I'm hesitant to do that because I don't feel like I have that much wisdom, but I think deciding what you really want to do in the wedding process, whether it's planning your wedding, or do you want to do your own flowers, do you want to be involved with the food, do you want to have nothing to do with any of that? Like you can figure out what you want to do and then delegate the rest. I think it's easy just to think you have to do it all. I can kind of be that way a little
Right.
bit. But even I would have sisters-in-law who would say, can we do something to help? And sometimes I'd struggle to find stuff, but there were things, if I just sat down with like, yeah, they can help me with this. Let people help you. Do what you want to do, and then let other people come along and kind of help you with that.
Right.
And a shout out to them too. Our
Right.
family helped us a lot.
And if you're gonna do that, be okay with what they do then. Like don't try to micromanage the process.
Right.
But yes, shout out to our families.
Yeah.
All the good help.
Yep.
Takes a village.
So this concludes the wedding saga.
Now onto the real life saga.